Did you know your money might be silently slipping away right under your nose? You've worked hard, saved diligently, and followed the financial rules. But why does it still feel like financial freedom is always just out of reach? The truth is, there are 8 hidden financial traps that most people never see coming, and they could be draining your wealth without you even realizing it. In today's video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the institutions, systems, and decisions that are quietly sabotaging your financial future, and revealing the simple strategies you can use to fight back and take control of your money. Ready to stop losing money without even knowing it? Stay tuned, because we're about to expose these sneaky wealth traps, and I'm giving you the tools to avoid them and start building real wealth. Let's dive in. Number 1. The bank, a wealth transfer system. You've probably always believed that your money is safe in the bank, but here's something that might surprise you. Your money isn't working for you the way you think. While you're earning next to nothing on your savings, banks are using your money to fund high-interest loans that charge their customers rates of 15%, 20%, or even 25%. And what do you get in return? A tiny, almost laughable, interest rate of 0.01%. Let me break this down with a simple example. Imagine you've saved up $50,000 and placed it in a traditional savings account over the past decade. If you're lucky, you might have earned around $500 in interest over all those years. Meanwhile, inflation, the rate at which the cost of goods and services increases, has likely wiped out more than $10,000 of your purchasing power. That means your money is actually losing value over time, while the bank continues to make huge profits off your hard-earned cash. This situation isn't fair. It's a financial system where you're losing out, and the bank is profiting. But here's the good news. There's a better way to handle your savings. Instead of letting your money sit idly in a low-interest savings account, consider moving it to a high-yield savings account. Institutions like Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Ally Bank, and Capital One 360 offer high-yield savings accounts with interest rates of 4% or more. That means your money actually grows, and you still get the same FDIC protection that traditional banks offer. Let's revisit that $50,000 example. If you switch to a high-yield account, you could earn around $2,000 in interest every year, compared to just $5 at the traditional bank. That's a huge difference. The best part is that making this switch is super easy. It only takes about 30 minutes online to set it up, and you'll start seeing the benefits on your first statement. I recently had a call with Frank, a former skeptic who made the switch. He was absolutely shocked when he saw his first month's interest. He earned more in 1 month than he had in the past 3 years combined at his old bank. Frank was so amazed that he told me, "I feel like I've been scammed my entire life." This could be your wake-up call, too. Don't let your money sit in a low-interest account when you could be making it work for you. Take action today and start putting your money in an account where it grows, not just sits there. Number 2. The government. The hidden tax drain. If you think banks are bad, the government's tax system is even worse. The complexity of the tax code is not just confusing. It's designed to take far more from the average American than is necessary, all while convincing you it's the patriotic thing to do. Over the course of a lifetime, the average person will pay more than $500,000 in taxes, an amount that far exceeds what most people will ever accumulate for retirement. This massive drain on your finances is rarely discussed, but trust me, it's by design. Let me tell you a story. Dan worked hard and saved diligently for 30 years, eventually retiring at 62 with $450,000 in his 401k. But when he started withdrawing from his savings, he didn't expect one thing. Taxes took a 20% bite out of every dollar. No one had warned him about this. His hard-earned savings, built up over 3 decades, began to disappear in just half that time, not because of bad investments, but because of poor tax planning. Here's the hard truth. For most people, the largest expense they'll face in their lifetime isn't their mortgage, it's taxes. A couple will often pay more in taxes than they do for their home. The tax system is the hidden financial drain that no one talks about, and it's taking a chunk out of your savings that you might not even realize until it's too late. But don't worry, There are legal ways to minimize this burden. Tax intelligence, not evasion, can help you save thousands, even six figures. For instance, shifting some of your savings to Roth accounts can be a game changer. When you invest in a Roth IRA or Roth 401k, your money grows tax-free, and when you withdraw it in retirement, you won't pay any taxes. It's a powerful tool to build wealth without giving the government a slice of your gains. Another tax-saving strategy involves using tax-efficient index funds instead of actively managed funds. Why? Because index funds typically don't trigger as many taxable events, which can save you a lot of money in the long run. And when it comes time to withdraw from your retirement accounts, it's crucial to spread those withdrawals across different years. If you pull too much at once, you could push yourself into a higher tax bracket and pay significantly more in taxes. Let me give you another example. Jim, a teacher approaching retirement, managed to save $37,000 in taxes by converting part of his 401k into a Roth IRA during his last few years of working. This simple move allowed him to reduce his tax burden in retirement, giving him more freedom with his savings. The bottom line is this: taxes are one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and financial freedom, but with the right strategies, you can keep more of what you've worked so hard to save. It's time to start thinking about tax-smart investing, because while the government might not be giving you any breaks, you can certainly give yourself a better financial future. Number 3. The insurance industry. The hidden money suck. Insurance companies often promise protection, security, and growth, but in reality, they don't always deliver on those promises. Take permanent life insurance, particularly whole life policies. These are marketed as sound financial strategies, but the truth is, they are more about generating commissions for the company than they are about actually providing protection or growing your money. James learned this the hard way. At age 50, he purchased a whole life insurance policy, thinking it was a smart financial move. 7 years and $25,000 in premiums later, the cash value of his policy was only $6,000. What happened to the other $19,000? It had been eaten up by fees, commissions, and the insurance company's profits. Even worse, when James passes away, his family won't receive the cash value of the policy. The insurance company gets to keep it. So what's the better option? The solution is simple: separate insurance from investment. Instead of locking your money into an expensive whole life policy, you can get a more affordable solution with term life insurance. Term life provides the same death benefit as whole life, but at a fraction of the cost. For example, a healthy 40-year-old non-smoker can secure $500,000 in term life coverage for just around $35 a month, while whole life could easily cost $500 or more per month. That $465 difference each month can be invested elsewhere, such as in an IRA, where it has the potential to grow into significant wealth over time. Sarah, a divorced mom, made the switch from a universal life policy to term life insurance and invested the money she saved. 5 years later, she had $24,000 more than she would have had if she had kept her old policy. By separating insurance from investment, Sarah was able to secure affordable protection while growing her wealth much faster. The bottom line? Don't let insurance companies trick you into overpaying for protection that doesn't actually protect your financial future. Term life insurance is a more affordable and effective solution, and investing the savings can set you up for a far more prosperous future. Number 4. The people you love. Financial missteps by those you trust. Sometimes, the people closest to you can unknowingly derail your financial stability. Misplaced trust, good intentions, and a lack of financial knowledge can all lead to serious consequences. This became evident for a couple I worked with when the wife took over managing their finances after her husband's health crisis. Without a solid understanding of financial matters, she quickly racked up $14,000 in credit card debt, triggered tax penalties by cashing out part of their 401k, and even allowed their insurance policies to lapse. In fact, nearly half of married adults don't know their partner's exact income, and a third of people hide purchases from each other. These aren't just quirky habits, they're patterns that can destroy wealth. When there's a lack of transparency, Financial mistakes can easily happen, and the consequences can be more severe than expected. So what's the solution? The key is transparency. Open communication and financial collaboration are essential. Start by setting up shared financial tools and holding regular, no-blame discussions about money. This doesn't mean pointing fingers or blaming anyone for past mistakes. It's about working together toward a common financial goal. Take Tom and Maria, for example. After years of financial miscommunication, they decided to have an honest conversation about their finances. Within just 6 months of opening up about their money situation, they were able to clear $32,000 in hidden debt. Their financial transparency allowed them to work together, pay off their debts, and set themselves on a healthier financial path. If you want to avoid falling into similar traps, make transparency a priority in your relationship. Share your financial goals, track your spending together, and regularly check in on your financial progress. By doing so, you'll not only strengthen your relationship, but also protect your wealth. Number 5. The corporations. Your lifestyle is their profit. Luxury cars, flagship phones, and Instagram-worthy vacations may seem like personal choices, but in reality, they are carefully crafted by corporations to make you feel like you deserve them now. These companies invest billions of dollars into understanding your psychological triggers, designing marketing strategies to keep you buying into this cycle of consumption. What they don't show you are the long-term financial consequences. Take car ownership, for example. The average American spends over $9,000 each year on vehicle-related costs, not including the price of the car itself. Instead of using that money to build wealth, it's sunk into an asset that depreciates the moment you drive it off the lot. When you make purchases like luxury cars or upgrade your phone every year, you're unknowingly spending money on things that lose value over time, leaving you with less to invest in your future. The good news? Small lifestyle changes can shift that money back into building wealth. Consider buying used cars, extending the life of your phone, and saving for vacations instead of charging them to credit cards. These simple adjustments can free up more money that can be invested for long-term growth. Mike, a manufacturing supervisor, made a smart change. He replaced his $680 monthly luxury SUV lease with a $12,000 used sedan. That's $680 he was spending on the lease. Instead of watching it disappear into car depreciation, he put it into index funds. 3 years later, he had $29,000, money that would have evaporated in the form of car value loss. By rethinking your lifestyle choices and focusing on long-term financial health, you can break free from the cycle of consumption and set yourself up for real financial success. Number 6. Your home. Trapped in equity. Homeownership is often seen as the American dream, but for many, it can be a double-edged sword. While owning a home outright may seem like financial success, it can actually lock your wealth away in an illiquid asset. Take Linda and Gary, for example. At 65, they owned their $600,000 home without a mortgage, but they only had $40,000 in accessible savings. Despite their high net worth, they were effectively cash poor because their wealth was tied up in their property. The problem is that home equity isn't liquid. It's not money you can easily access for emergencies, investments, or opportunities without making complicated financial moves. In times of need, you might find yourself forced to refinance under pressure or, worse, sell your home to free up cash. The wealthy, however, know how to maintain flexibility with their assets. They often use lines of credit or keep a modest mortgage, allowing them to invest the freed-up capital in assets that can generate better returns. Take Robert, a retired engineer, for instance. He refinanced his home at a low 2.8% interest rate and invested the $200,000 he freed up into a diversified portfolio. 7 years later, his investment had grown to $300,000, an impressive $100,000 increase simply by putting his home equity to work. Instead of letting your home lock away your wealth, consider strategies that allow you to leverage your equity while still keeping your financial mobility intact. By doing so, you can continue to build wealth and ensure that your home works for you, not against you. Number 7. Sentimental assets. Financially worthless treasures. Sentimental items like inherited jewelry, family heirlooms, or antiques can often give us a false sense of financial security. These items hold immense emotional value, but their actual financial worth may be much lower than we expect. Bob, a retired teacher, learned this lesson the hard way when he inherited his grandfather's coin collection. He thought it was worth around $15,000, but after getting it appraised, he discovered it was only valued at $1,200. This is a common pitfall. While sentimental items can be irreplaceable in terms of personal meaning, they don't necessarily translate into significant wealth when it comes to your financial plans. It's crucial to differentiate between the emotional value of these items and their real market value, especially when you're preparing for retirement or managing emergency funds. To build real, lasting wealth, focus on assets that have known liquidity and market value, like stocks, bonds, or real estate, rather than relying on sentimental items to bail you out in tough times. Having a diversified portfolio of liquid assets ensures that you're financially secure when you need it most, without being dependent on the uncertain value of items tied to memories. Number 8. Inaction, the silent killer of wealth. Doing nothing with your money is one of the most dangerous traps you can fall into when it comes to building wealth. While staying on the sidelines may seem like a safe option, it's actually a sure path to financial failure. Take Frank, for example. At 54, he kept $120,000 in savings for over a decade, waiting for the right time to invest. During that time, inflation eroded his purchasing power by more than 30%, while the market more than doubled. The harsh reality is that inaction is costly. Every dollar that isn't invested is losing value, and the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to catch up. Let's break it down with an example. A 25-year-old who invests $300 a month could accumulate $1 million by the time they reach 65. But if they wait until they're 35 to start investing, they would need to invest $700 a month to reach the same goal. The longer you delay, the more money you leave on the table. The key to building wealth is taking action now. The power of compound interest works best when you start early. Even small, consistent contributions can lead to massive growth over time. Don't let indecision or fear of making the wrong move hold you back. Investing today is far better than waiting for the perfect moment that may never come. So, now that you know the 8 hidden traps that might be draining your wealth, it's time to take action. The first step to financial freedom is recognizing these traps, and now you have the knowledge to make smarter, more informed choices with your money. Don't let another day go by letting these wealth-sucking systems control your financial future. You've got the power to turn things around. If you found value in today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss more money-saving tips and strategies. Got your own financial tips or traps you've uncovered? Drop them in the comments below. I love reading your thoughts and learning from your experiences. Let's keep this conversation going and help each other achieve true financial freedom. Remember, it's not about how much you earn, but how you make your money work for you. Keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, take control of your financial future today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.